Hey guys, welcome back to Vertical Momentum. I'm your host, Richard Kaufman, also known as the Comeback Coach. Guys, this is going to be an awesome episode. If you've ever wanted to sell your products, homemade products, anything like that on an e-commerce site, but you're kind of weary about getting on some of the bigger sites where there's millions of people, my brother Steven is actually going to be talking about his company, Zazie.com. It's amazing. I was just on the website before we got on checking it out. And we're going to be talking about how you can start your own e-commerce site and keep all your money and not having to give up portions to these other big companies. So, and also, guys, this episode is being brought to you by the Podcast Blueprint. Our book just hit #1 on Amazon. And if you buy the book, if you're a business owner, if you buy the book for $30, you will get $997 in bonuses. So, guys, make sure if you're interested in getting over $1,000 in bonuses for spending $30, write book down below. So, Steven has been a friend of mine. We've been friends for a long time. This is the second time coming on the show. We talked about getting his website up and running. Now it's up and running. He's got vendors. So now it's time to talk to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Steven. How are you, brother?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you for allowing me to be here today.
And I love it. Like I said, I love your website. I was just on it before we came on. I love that you have a chat feature. So you got some AI stuff going on right now. So you're ahead of the curve of a lot of different companies. So my first question will be, what is your definition of resiliency?
Resilience. Well, to me, that means that you just have a goal, and whatever it takes to get to that goal, you commit yourself to make it happen. And that's probably what I've done here. This is a 3-year project. I would like to say, if I may, it's Zazie, Zazzzy. So we're not a regular just Zazie. We got 3 Z's in the middle there. But that's always a problem for people at first. But they'll get to know us soon.
Okay, so Steven, give us a quick background of where you come from, where did you grow up, and how did this whole concept come to you?
Thank you. Well, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I've really never worked for a lot of companies, and I was in the military. I liked the military. I was in the Navy, actually, and I enjoyed the structure of the Navy and the travel. But I grew up in a town called Lombard, Illinois. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
And so I spent my first years there. Then I went into the Navy. And then from that point on, I'm a creator. And so I come up with the ideas and I know where I want to go with it. And then I put it together with the people that make it happen. And so I probably had 10 different businesses. I've been successful. I've been bankrupt, and I've been everything you can be. And I've had to do repeats with partners and so forth. So at the end of the day, if you're the entrepreneur, no matter what you're doing, no one's going to work as hard as you are. So don't expect that from your people. And treat them right, be fair, be honest, and trustworthy. So that's kind of how I got here, which was trying to help artists. Well, that led me to Florida at the time, and I've been working with the veteran community through Project Transition USA, teaching LinkedIn classes at MacDill Air Force Base with Nancy Lane. Fantastic lady, fantastic organization. And so I learned what I know about LinkedIn at this time, but it introduced me to the people that are coming out of the military and the skill sets that they have versus the opportunities that are in front of them. And so when I saw the disparity of things, they started to think about, okay, so they're doing this, but what about the spouse, the wife, the children of anybody that's at home taking care of the wounded warriors, the families that are helping these people that came back from the serving our country And like they say, some gave all and some gave some. So I want to help those families that gave all and gave some, because they can have a house, they can have all these things gifted to them, but they need to have a purpose and they have a talent. And if you go back to your childhood when you were under 5, anything you did was fantastic, and you probably like to write, read, play music, or whatever. Fast forward 40 years, you're happy, successful. Now you're really miserable at the job because you really want to be doing what you can do, because you finally can take the time to look at that and how to develop it. So we made it a priority to keep this really simple for people. It's almost like a set it and sell it concept. And so they just put it up, they pass out their network, their branded site, because they're just on the Zazie platform. They're not, they have their own dedicated site to their product and their name. So they run their business, and we help them out, and we market them on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And so we're building that community of really people that are crafters that are wanting to, and never had the courage, or nobody encouraged them to take and say, well, you got a good product, you just sell it. Well, we want them to believe what people are telling them, because they wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. And the worst critic in the world is the person creating it, because they see all of the mistakes and the errors that you and I don't see. So making this really simple, you're in your own business, you're on the Zazie network, and we are going to show you how to collaborate with each other to get people in front of consumers that never would have seen them because they weren't looking for them. But when you get on and you see the variety of things that we're going to have, artists, woodcrafting, crafting, furniture, have all these custom things that people should be charging a good price, a fair price, and not feel like it costs too much. No, it never costs too much. It's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. But if you don't offer it, you can't get that respect.
Okay, now I've been in the game long enough. I was with GNC for 30 years. I've had products on Amazon for 6 years now.
Yes, sir.
So why would somebody? Because I know the answers. That's why I know where I'm going with this. But why would somebody, a small mom and pop, why would they choose you guys instead of just choosing going on Etsy or on Amazon?
Thank you. To me, I'm not looking for anything that's in a retail store that comes from China. I'm not looking for. I'm looking for regional things that people have and make. And so we're not competing with anybody in that respect. There are sites out there, but we don't want to be competitive. We want to be helpful. We want to be an additional stream for you, because we're new. I don't have the audience yet. However, if you're tired of paying Shopify fees, and if you're tired of paying these other companies' fees, and I did a cost comparison of Zazie with Shopify, art storefronts, and GoDaddy's new e-commerce website. And you know what? I came out at the very good place. I don't want to say number one, because that's not the case. But I cost $960 a year to have your own site, and you're up and running in 2 hours. You're selling. You're not waiting for 3 to 14 days to get your site up, and then you got to build the site. Now, we're ready to go. You plug and play, put your product in, you have your home page. If you don't have these things, we have sources available to offer them to you for content, art, logo creation, whatever you need, videos. We're ready to go. I just didn't want to go until I thought I was in a place that I've been in a lot of places where they promise things. No, I want to deliver things. And so that's been my 3-year challenge is coming up with this site.
Okay, now, because a lot of people will say, well, when I go on your site, there's only 20 or 25 vendors.
Right.
In 3 years, that for some people, that would be, they would say, well, that's not great. But for me, I'd rather have 20 or 25 quality companies on my site than a bunch of crap. And the
Yes,
thing
sir.
I like about you guys is when somebody buys something, you don't see money. It goes right to the vendor. Where
Yes,
like,
sir.
and it's quick. Where like I know I just got a statement. I'm not going to get paid for my books on Amazon for 90 days. So you could be out of business if you don't have working capital in 90 days. So talk about how important that is to get paid quickly so you can go and make whatever you're making. This way you have working capital.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right. And by the way, we sell actually probably have 2 or 3 people that are selling books on the site, and they can still sell their Amazon, all that kind of stuff. We direct the person wherever they need to go when they have that book or copy or whatever it is, print. If you don't have a publisher, we'll have a publisher. We're going to have specialty sections for each one of these people to kind of work into when they go to search for it. So they ordered the book. However, the source that they ordered from, it goes right to them. They pay for it. However they treat the person with that company, if they get the money right away, well, then they get it right away. Because I'm not involved in the transaction at all, other than providing the service and accounting for the taxes and tracking and stuff like that. There are some fees for the card and so forth, but we've really tried to keep this at a minimum, because when I started this, it was not with the idea, oh, let me make a lot of money. It's kind of like, let me help a lot of people. And so that's the goal. And if I can do that and I can help people, then I'm going to be successful in a lot of different ways. At the same time, my veteran group people that I like to work with, we can also show you how to do a new way of fundraising. So I'm very happy to talk to any veteran group organization, 501, and on an individual level, share with them how we can help them, and we can do things really that have not been done before, because we have some surprise things coming out that I don't want to talk about now, but hopefully that'll give us a reason to come back and talk about them.
Okay, so now, I mean, I'm looking at the numbers. $960 a year. That's not a whole lot. That's less than $100 a month. And I know a lot of people that have spent 10, 20 grand on a website, and it's being hosted for $500-600 a month. So $960 for the year. That's a steal for me. For me, that's a no-brainer. But what do you say when people say, well, man, $960 is a lot of money?
I personally, I kind of look at them and understand that they don't understand. And so, just like you said, you can't touch what we're offering for $960. And if you went out to just buy a basic site, you're going to be paying $3,000, $4,000 for a site that you have to build. And then you don't have mobile. Well, we have mobile apps, and actually that's a retail store on Apple and Android. Is for the consumer, is going to see your stuff when you send out your link on the mobile app. And then when you're done shopping and they want to check out or they want to continue, when they continue, we take them back to the main menu of the Zazie, and then everybody else that's in the community starts to get exposed, and where they can search for someone. And so it's a random type thing. So we get a mix up, and people can get a look at something they never thought about before. Maybe they never saw a cool yarn piece, or maybe they never saw a hand painted glass or a blown glass or a chainsaw piece. These are the kind of people I'm looking to work with. I'm
Well,
not
like
looking.
what caught me is when I was looking at the site, I'm an American. I'm proud to be an American. I love this country. I love my flag. And once I saw the dog collars,
Yes, sir.
I was sold. I was like,
Yeah.
I would have never thought to get a dog collar with the American flag on it until I seen it on the Zazie site.
Yes, sir. That's the whole idea. You know, I'm a firm believer of you don't know what you don't know. Once you know it, well, heck, what else is out there that I don't know? And when you have fine artists and crafters and people like that, book writers and blogs and all those things, what the heck? Your eyes are going to be open to real craftsmanship it's out there today, but a lot of people don't have the time, the energy. They don't want to market it. They don't want to sell it per se. They don't have the time. They want to create. That's what we're giving them, is that time to create. So the set it and sell it theory is what we want to promote to people. Get on here, put your product on, sell it, keep the money, have a good day.
All
You're
right. So
responsible
now,
for it.
one of my friends, his name is Brian Cuban.
Yes,
His
sir.
brother's Mark, and part of Shark Tank. And actually, the Mavs are playing tomorrow night for the championship. So go, Brian. But, even on Shark Tank, if they say, if you're not invested in your business, we're not going to invest in your business. So,
Right.
how much time and money have you personally put into building this business?
You're the only person I'm going to tell, but then it's going to be out.
Nobody's going to watch us anyway, so don't worry about it.
I know. I have 3.5 years invested in this, and I have probably $400,000 invested.
Okay. So now talk to us about, because anybody that follows me knows my big sites. I mean, I'm on every platform, but I focus on LinkedIn and Facebook. And people don't realize the power of LinkedIn. So talk to us a little bit about the power of LinkedIn, especially for business and commerce.
Thank you. LinkedIn is I've been on it since 2010, and I taught the class when it was not what it is now. I don't even know what it is now because I don't have time for it. I know enough to make me dangerous, but I think LinkedIn gets you in front of the consumer that you want to be in front of, that can afford your product, that is doing the same kind of mentality that you're doing there. And I believe there's a lot of people there that have beautiful jobs, beautiful positions, families, and all that stuff, but they're not quite. They want to do more. They want to retire in a better spot. They want to have something that they can call their own, that they created. And I really think that that's what we're offering here, is getting in front of the people that have the money, the time, but not the time and want to go through the creation of everything. But that consumer is sitting there looking at you, just waiting for someone to say, this is what I offer, and maybe you want to take a look at it.
All right.
I almost think they're pre-qualified people, Richard, to be honest with you.
All right. So let's talk about, like, I was with GNC for over 30 years, and we were open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And once that door shut, the money stopped coming in.
Yes,
And I've spent over $100,000 in courses, and I've learned that how important e-commerce and being evergreen is. Like, I know that I'm going on a cruise in July to the Bahamas, and I'm going to be sitting in a hot tub in the Bahamas somewhere, and money's going to be coming in because the internet never closes.
That's right.
So
Absolutely
talk to us
right.
about how important e-commerce is in today's world.
Um, Unless you are a local business, and this is, we have big plans, but if you're a local business, um, you're struggling right now. If you're not really a specialty business, I'm not saying everyone's struggling, but it's getting difficult because, like you said, it's 9 to 5. I got rent, insurance. I have I have to stand there and wait for somebody to come in or the phone to ring, and everyone thinks that 9 to 5 is my day, and it's really not. It's just that's my boring day if nobody shows up, because then I don't have to do any other stuff. But on the internet, as you know, I set it and I sell it 24/7, and I don't have to be there. I just simply how I set this platform up is that I don't have to run it. It runs itself, and that took a lot of time to put together. So I don't think there's really any other way. In fact, I don't know if you're into, just as an example, I've been into crypto for many years. I trade crypto. I go to sleep at night. I get up and I lose some money. I make some money, but I'm sleeping. How good does that get, right? So that's kind of the same idea as you're people are buying what you have if you have the product they're wanting, but also if you can get in front of the consumer that wants that product. And so we're starting in that direction, but we're a higher end, I want to say, and I want to show people how we are going to collaborate to get in front of those 20 people that are on the vendor side now. All know 100 people. Well, that's 2,000 people that they could take a look at the site. How long is it going to take for things to happen when people do that?
Okay, now something that you also talked about, and I think it's so important, Stephen, is if somebody buys off if say somebody buys my book from Amazon,
Yes.
there is no way for me to collect their email. There's no way for me to be able to build my email list. There's no way to be able to repurpose and to get them to buy something else. But what you told me is that if somebody buys something from one of the vendors, they keep the email so they can build their own list and they can start building a business instead of just having Amazon sell something and never retarget them again.
Yes, sir. You are absolutely correct. That was a critical thing because unless you scrape somebody, you're not going to get the information. But why should you go through that? We tried to stay so neutral that people, when they think about what we say, are you stupid? No, I'm not stupid. I just want to provide people a way to make a business, because if we don't have a way to keep from restarting every time we make a sale, that's ridiculous. So you can have your own email list. I can have someone help you with running an email campaign. I can do all those things. Those are optional things, but those are investments in your company, like we're talking about. You can't just put something up and go, okay, make me money, because I think you probably work harder now the last couple of years. I know I work 12, 15 hours a day. I don't complain because I'm the boss, but I'm having fun because this is what I want to do. Not about the money per se to me, although I would like to recapture, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about helping people that have something they want to get out there, or they don't have a way to make it. So that's kind of what I want to say we're about.
All right. So now I'm not going to ask you to name anybody because this is your business. So if you want to, you can. But if you don't want to mention the company, you don't have to. What have been some of the biggest wins from people that have signed up with Zazie? What have been some of the success stories?
I have had Uh, a lady that's on there sells a medical piece of equipment. Uh, I can say the name Joy's Medical, and she has a thing that every family that cares for someone could use, which is a way to roll somebody over in bed, and then she has a cleaning kit for sanitation for the people. Nobody thinks about the caregiver. They think about the person that's getting the care.
Yep.
The caregiver is giving up everything to take care of that person. If they get hurt and they can't take care of that person, the whole game changed. And so people like her, she's brand new. She's got a beautiful product. It's a fair price. And she's like all of us. I got to get in front of people. And so she's going to be one of the people that have a medical community where she brings the other people that are doing the same kind of interesting things that you can't find everywhere, and become a point to go to. And that's the kind of people I want to work with. And she's actually been in a contest now to be recognized as an inventor, get funded. I can't think of the name of it. I'm sorry.
So now, do you promote Zazzy? Because I'm sure they all of your vendors, they promote their website on Zazzy. Do you guys promote Zazzy on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff?
Absolutely, we have pages, and then we can also feature vendors that want to be featured, which is something we can talk about a little bit more. But I would like to again, if I may. This started with the homeless veteran on the street that could do these things, and so I'd like to work with anybody that's in a situation. But if you're a 501c3, whatever it is, I want to talk to you because I want to help you.
Okay, and like I said, it's ZAZZZY.com. I follow you on Instagram. I follow you on LinkedIn, especially LinkedIn. I love your LinkedIn profile, by the way. So guys, because when I found out I wanted to sell some stuff I wanted to sell protein on Amazon, and they're like, yeah, you need to send us 500 bottles in order for us to store it in our warehouse so you can sell it. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, yeah, we're going to take a certain percentage of it. And then if we don't like it, we're going to charge you back. So this I think this is the easiest way. If you want to have a company, you can start a company with less than $1,000. There's nothing like that today where you can just start a company with, you already have the existing product. Now you just have to get it out there and be able to sell it. So for less than $1,000 for a year, you can have a website, you can have a site built, you can have all this stuff, the back end stuff, which is the hardest shit, especially me being a new business owner and being a low-tech redneck. That was the hardest part of my business, is the back end. But for $960, you can't beat that with a bat, like my father used to say.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So then where do we go? How do we find you? How do we support the mission? Where do we go to sign up if we want to get onto Zazzy.com?
Okay, so that's a great question, and thank you. I dreaded this question because I'm having a challenge with my email provider. So if I could have people go on LinkedIn or off the Facebook, Instagram pages, or contact me directly, I'll give you my email address if I could do that.
Yep.
And that would be Steven, Steven, period, Lantz, Lantz, numeral 1 at Gmail.
Okay. And how long should this take to be fixed for your emails?
You've heard of customer service, right?
Well, or lack of.
Yes, sir. That's the situation that I'm in right now. Is I put it out there, they have not even responded. So I'm in the process of looking work, and I moved too. So if I hate to say that, but sometimes you just don't pick the right people, right?
Yep. And Stephen, brother, I just want to say thank you for your friendship all these years, and I'm very grateful. And I'm actually, when I log off, I'm actually going to go buy that dog collar for my dog. So,
Okay.
and I'm going to check everything out on Zazzy.com. So, guys, that's ZAZZZY.com. 3 Z's. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you check out Steven's profile, especially on LinkedIn. I love his profile on LinkedIn, and make sure you get involved for less than $100 a month. You can have your own business and all the back end stuff taken care of. You can't lose.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So remember, check them out, and I love you guys. And remember, vertical momentum. The only way to go is up. Steven, my brother, have an amazing week.
Yes, sir. And you too. And to all of your people, you are looking at a guy that knows what he's doing here.
All right,
We
brother.
need
Have a
more
great
of it.
week.
Thank you.